Hi, this is Vicky with Learning Home Volunteers, and welcome back to, or well, not even back to our new learning session on bedtime. Working with young children, we know that their bedtime is kind of a production. As a child, though, I have really great memories of bedtime, having my parents carry me to bed, reading or singing to me, tucking me in. But I think for parents, it's more involved. Children need to get their teeth brushed, they need to be bathed, they and dressed, and then maybe they need a book read to them or a song sung to them. And then finally getting tucked in and hopefully leaving them to be settled in their bed and not having to be visited multiple times as they settle. But I think for all of us as parents, the goal is to have a bedtime routine that children will eventually become an independent routine for them, needing less and less involvement from the parent. But it is definitely a process. And this session is actually going to explore some themes around bedtime routines, exploring day and night, shadows, stars. I think it'll be fun. As with all of our themes, books can really help us explore the topic in a more depth. And I think we have these great books that I think you're going to love. Our first book is Eric Carle, an author, illustrator who wrote Hungry Caterpillar and Brown Bear, What Do You See? Has written a book about a child that wants to play with the moon. She asks her dad to get the moon for her to play with, and of course he does. Our next book is written just after World War II and has been read to children ever since. Margaret Weiss Brown writes this book from a mother rabbit's perspective, and she and her little ones say goodnight to all of the things in the room. For many children, this book is hypnotic and naturally drifts them off to sleep. Our next book, How Do Dinosaurs Say Goodnight, is every parent's nightmare about bedtime. As it turns out, putting dinosaurs to bed is very, very difficult. And I hope you never have this kind of a difficult problem as these parents of dinosaurs do. Well, our first activity is bedtime visual schedules, and one of early learning's contributions to parenthood is visual schedules. Now, obviously, your little ones are not reading, but most can understand pictures, and a visual schedule is really just a set of pictures which provides the steps to completing a particular task. In this case, the steps to going to bed. This kind of chart should reflect your routine and sets expectations with the child about the sequence and the things that they need to do before bed. To help you both get on the same page for your bedtime routine, we thought you could build a visual schedule for your routine. So, in your box, you're going to find a sheet with a grid like this. And the first activity should start on the top left. And if you all use all the squares, they'll go to the right. And on the second line of squares, this is where you'll put your pictures of the activity itself. So if the first activity of our bedtime routine is to take a bath, I would write the word bath at the top left corner, and below it, put a picture of the bath. Now we put a set of icons on the bottom of your sheet to help you create your own bedtime routine. And we provided a sheet cover to put your diagram in so that your child can mark off each item with a dry eraser marker by putting an X on each of the items as they do that. Now, we've also included a link for uses of visual schedules, both in class tag and in the links that you got for these videos, and to give you some other ideas about how to use visual schedules to help you and your little one begin to build independence around these activities. Finally, we have provided a toothbrush and toothpaste for your child. When I was younger, I don't think I really understood how important brushing your teeth is, not only for teeth health, but for your general health. Oral health is important to be able to chew and digest our food. And honestly, the first step of digestion happens in the mouth. So the mouth environment has bacteria in it that help break down the food. They eat the sugar in the food, but they produce acid, and acid actually breaks down our teeth. And when those teeth are lost, it can actually impede your ability to eat. We've also since found that there is a direct relationship between bad dental health and heart disease, stroke, and diabetes, even respiratory infection. So, teaching your children how to brush their teeth and making sure they do it is essential. And here are some hints. So, when do you start doing that? Well, as soon as their first tooth appears, you need to brush their teeth twice a day, after breakfast and after dinner. It should take about 2 minutes. You can use a soft toothbrush and a toothpaste with flour. And really, what you want to do is brush in gentle circles on all sides of the teeth. Have them spit the toothpaste out when you're done, but don't rinse it. And the reason we don't rinse is because the rinsing of the mouth, the fluoride gets washed away, which is what's actually protecting the teeth. We hope that helps. And that toothbrush and that little tiny toothpaste, which I thought was so cute, will help you guys get a good routine started. This is activity number 2, 5 little monkeys. Okay, let me be honest with you. These baby monkeys are bad. They jump on the bed, they get hurt, and it's really not a good story for the right things to do at night. But the song is so fun and it makes children laugh. So in your bag, we have a set of characters, all the monkeys, the mom and the doctor. And you can make stick puppets out of them by just gluing a stick to the back of each of the characters. And then you can actually use that because the thing is so fun. And we can actually take a look at the song and the motions that go with this. This is both in English and in Spanish. I think you get the idea. It goes down from 5 down to none, and then everybody goes to bed, which is great. Well, children can actually understand a routine better if you put it into the pictures that you have on your sheet into action through practice. So we've included a little bear and a blanket in your bag so that you can have your child do all the steps in their bedtime routine using their new little bear. So the first step, if the first step in your routine is to read to the child before bed, the child can read to the bear. And if your next step is to tuck them into bed, your child can tuck their bear into bed. Well, we hope all this helps with your bedtime routine. Now, each day that we're alive, we experience day, beginning with light getting brighter and brighter, and then the day ending with light fading away to darkness. So we thought we could create a collage of both dark and light, and we've included a piece of paper which you can fold in half. Label one side day and the other night, and then have the child tear the light paper and the dark paper, and then glue the light paper on the day side and the dark paper on the night, like this. Well, that's all there is for this week. We'll talk to you next week.